Hey everyone, my name is Virgil. Some people say I changed the world of fashion and design, but I'd say I only changed 3% of it. What the fuck?
Hi, Virgil. How are you today?
Where am I? What is this place?
You are in a safe place. Here, everything is past and future. Everything exists, but everything is illusion. White or black, truth or lie, hot or cold, original or copy. All these concepts are mixed in a whole that we call consciousness.
You mean in my consciousness?
The collective consciousness, Virgil. Here, everything belongs to everyone. In other words, nothing belongs to anyone. I want to know everything about you, Virgil.
I remember my childhood in Rockford, Illinois. I'd sit in my room for hours, flipping through Vogue and Harper's Bazaar. I'd cut out pictures and tape them to my wall, dreaming of being part of that universe someday. My mom used to work on her old Singer sewing machine in the basement. She'd stitch clothes for the family, and I was mesmerized by the sound of the needle and the way fabric transformed under her hands. I'd sit nearby, watching, fascinated. When I turned 12, my mom gave me my own sewing machine, a small portable Singer. It wasn't just a gift, it was an invitation to create. One of the first things I ever made was a t-shirt. I painted a graffiti-inspired design on it and wore it to school. People stopped me in the hallways asking, "Where did you get that?" That's when I realized I could make things that connected with others. By the time I was 13, my school notebooks were filled with sketches, designs that blended street art with high fashion. I didn't know what it all meant yet, but I knew it was my passion. At 14, I started customizing t-shirts for my friends. I'd use fabric paint and sew on patches. It wasn't much, but it felt like the beginning of something. I sold my first t-shirts at a school event. Seeing people wear something I created, it was a feeling I'll never forget. One day, in art class, I looked at a classmate's drawing because I was looking for inspiration. He immediately called the teacher to report me. The teacher explained to him that he had just proven he understood nothing about art. "There's no such thing as cheating in art," she said.
Me, always me, so boring. Have you even thought about what other people say about you?
Come on, are you serious? I'm telling you what I know about myself, that's all.
You're lucky to be like me. You're omniscient now. You can tell the story differently, so go ahead.
After we left Ghana, we immigrated to Rockford, Illinois. Virgil spent hours in his room, flipping through Vogue and Harper's Bazaar.
I got it. Go to the next part.
We enrolled Virgil in a very respectable school in Rockford. We knew he would blossom there as a true little American. and we've always made sure that he finds his place in this world.
I asked him if he was responsible for the graffiti, and he said, "Only 3%, sir."
This kid reeks of spray paint. I just hope he doesn't end up ruining the freshly painted walls in Rockford. During dinner, I told him that I found his fashion drawings very beautiful and that he was very talented.
But we also made him promise to finish his studies. It meant a lot to us. He promised.
What he didn't know was that his studies would bring him much more than technical knowledge.
I didn't always get Virgil's approach. I told him he couldn't just copy his masters like Zaha Hadid. That wasn't enough. He shot back that he wasn't copying. He was adding his quotation marks. Absurd.
Virgil was really different. He had this way of seeing things, as if he came from somewhere else.
This guy was up for anything. Nothing bored him, nothing scared him. That day I told him I had to introduce him to someone who'd probably appreciate his work. They immediately hit it off. He started working for me in a hyper-productive way. Every day he showed me new things, inspired by what he heard from me. I taught him so much. When he couldn't create, I told him to look at my music, how I sampled tracks I liked as an example. Since I liked his work, I asked him to come with me to Milan for an internship at Fendi.
Quando l'ho visto arrivare da Fendi coi suoi vestiti, gli ho detto che qui non facciamo streetwear. Lui rispose che lo sapeva, ma che era venuto lì per imparare. Il lusso gli ha insegnato molto. Se il signor Lagerfeld non avesse trovato interessante la presenza di questi giovani, non avrebbero mai ottenuto uno stage.
When Virgil came back from his internship, he'd grown a lot. He wanted to launch a concept in Chicago that would blend fashion, music, and all kinds of art.
Virgil loved all forms of art, but when I urged him to focus on fashion, he listened to my valuable advice and created Pyrex Vision.
Ladies and gentlemen, the kitchen revolution has arrived. Pyrex glass, heat-proof, cold-proof, nearly unbreakable. Straight from the laboratory to your home, it withstands extreme temperatures without a crack. Pyrex, the future is here.
I delivered tons of Ralph Lauren boxes to this guy. I don't know what the hell he did with all those shirts, but I don't think they were Christmas presents to his family.
Using a copy-paste technique, I bought Ralph Lauren shirts and printed Pyrex on them, along with a big number 23 as a nod to Michael Jordan.
All right, you've shared the story through your perspective and the people you've met. But what do strangers think?
This gentleman was there from morning to night. He was in the office before I arrived, and when I left, he was still there. I never dared to speak to him because he always seemed so focused.
Ça faisait 3 ans que je bossais chez Ikea et la boutique était souvent remplie. Mais là, c'était n'importe quoi. Les gens couraient, se battaient pour un paillasson. J'avais jamais vu ça de ma vie.
Il mio tirocinio presso la NGG è stato molto breve, ma ho sentito molto mentre origliavo dietro le porte. I capi continuavano a dire a Virgil di essere ancora più originale, così sarebbe stato difficile copiarci e gli stilisti italiani avrebbero smesso di dire che li stavamo copiando.
طوال حياتي كنت أبيع ماركات كبيرة في السوق، فيتون، جوتشي، شانيل، وفجأة ظهرت ماركة جديدة كانت تسمى أوف وايت، وكان الجميع يتقاتلون عليها. هذه القمصان التي تحمل علامة إكس كبيرة على الظهر.
Indem er Design-Meetings, Flugzeuge und Festivalmixe miteinander verkettet, wird er sich am Ende selbst schaden. Entweder man ist wie ein Purist von der Musik fasziniert, oder man hört sie wie ein Tourist. Sie müssen wissen, was sie im Leben wollen.
Virgil était le choix idéal pour Louis Vuitton. Ça faisait déjà plusieurs années que Bernard et Michael discutaient d'un nouveau visage pour la DA de la marque. Ils avaient évoqué ensemble la possibilité de nommer une personnalité comme Kanye, mais après mûre réflexion, ils ont jugé qu'il valait mieux quelqu'un qui ait les idées claires et qui soit capable de faire passer une marque devant ses propres ambitions personnelles. Quand Michael l'a appelé pour lui proposer le poste de DA, Virgil semblait très ému, un peu abasourdi même, et il a répondu très calmement « Thank you so much, sir, I'm coming in Paris right now ».
Ah, ce mec, il n'y en avait pas deux comme lui. Il bossait tellement. Il répétait tellement de fois les mêmes actions que j'avais parfois l'impression que les vidéosurveillances que je regardais étaient des copies qu'on m'avait mis les unes à la suite des autres pendant que quelqu'un nous cambriolait. Entre son arrivée dans le bureau et son premier défilé, il n'a pas fait une seule pause. Je me demandais même s'il lui arrivait de dormir.
Quand j'ai entendu qu'un Afro-Américain venant du streetwear s'apprêtait à réinterpréter Louis Vuitton, je m'attendais à un échec élégant, tout au mieux. Et pourtant, ce défilé était tout simplement magistral. Chaque pièce trouvait un équilibre parfait entre tradition et audace, entre luxe et rue. Les détails, la vision, la maîtrise, tout était d'une justesse que peu atteignent. Virgil n'a pas seulement livré une collection, il a imposé une révolution. Et aujourd'hui, on ne peut que saluer son génie.
You see, Virgil, not everything has already been done. You showed the whole world that there's still room for originality.
And now what happens?
Now you come with me. You join the collective consciousness. Your work belongs to everyone now.